This is going to be my first video for my YouTube channel. It's a rod and reel arsenal. I'm going to start with a spinning rod and then go to my baitcasters. For a spinning rod, I use just a Scheels Pro Angler rod. It's a 7-foot medium. I don't use a spinning rod a lot, so I don't really put a lot of money into it. But then for the reel, it's got a pflueger President. It's a pretty good spinning reel, and I would recommend it if you don't want to spend a lot of money on a spinning rod and reel. Next, I'll go to my lews baitcaster. The rod's pretty good. It's a number 8 tackle blackout rod. It's a 7-foot, medium heavy, and I use this with a lews tournament MB speed spool. I use this for mostly topwater, and then the baits that I don't have, when my other rods already have baits on them, and I need to try another bait, I'll just put it on this one. Sort of just an all-around rod. I don't like the reel that much. It's not very smooth at all, and it doesn't cast the best. I'll go to my crankbait, jerkbait, and chatterbait setup. This is one of my favorite rods I've ever used. It's an old Gander Mountain GSX Tournament Series rod. It was supposed to be a 7.6, but now it's like a 7.4. Doesn't have an action, but I would probably rate it moderate. It's got a pretty good tip on it, and it works very good for crankbaits and jerkbaits. For the reel, I have a older Abu Garcia Revo Oro winch. Not an Oro, just a normal Abu Garcia, the old Abu Garcia Revo winch. It's a pretty good reel. I got it for only $50 and it was almost brand new from my uncle. And the rod, it's a really good rod, and if you can find one, I would really recommend picking it up. Now we'll go to my favorite reel brand, and this is my frogging and flipping rod. This is a Wright McGill Skeet Reese rod. It's 8-foot heavy. It's for flipping and pitching, but I also use it for frogs. This is one of the best rods I've ever used. It's kind of heavy, but the grip's really nice, and the guides are nice. The blank's nice, and I wouldn't recommend buying them anymore because the new ones are not very nice at all. For the reel, I've got a 13 fishing Inception and an 8 1-to-1 gear ratio. It's very good to reel, and I really recommend it for this profile. I wouldn't recommend it for finesse baits because it probably won't cast them the best, but for heavier baits, it's going to work pretty well, and I've had no problems with it. Now we're going to go to my favorite combo. This is the first expensive baitcaster I ever bought. For the rod, it's a lews custom speed stick. It's a 7.2 finesse jig rod. It's definitely my favorite rod. Very nice handle. Reel, we've got a 13 fishing Concept C. Super nice reel and rod. And I use this a lot for finesse jigs and like weightless baits. It just works really good. It's a 7-3-to-1. It's a very good reel, and I would really recommend picking it up. It's more expensive, but it works very good. And I have one other reel. It's also a pretty good reel. It's a Bass Pro Shop Extreme reel. They don't make them anymore, but they're just really nice, and it's always worked for me. This one's 6-7 years old. I don't use it anymore, but it still works just fine. And if you can find one of these decently new, I would really recommend picking it up because it's probably one of my favorite reels I've ever used. That's the rod and reel arsenal. Please like and subscribe.